again, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Game Pass Grab Bag, your weekly podcast reviewing games in the Game Pass collection. Bring you three unique perspectives from varying skill range. I am the Bushi of this episode, Andrew. With me are Relaxosaurus, Keith.
Hello.
And with us are Lamball, Liz.
Hey, guys.
And our Ragnahawk, returning to join us again, Donnie.
Happy to be here, guys.
This week, we had a list of requests. So thank you so much to Christy, who recommended we play Palworld. And also, I do believe Squidkill also in our Discord recommended we play Palworld. So yeah, we did Palworld by Pocket Pair. Palworld is a creature capture third-person survival game where you are playing as a trainer, where you are trying to be a trainer. You want to be the best there ever was. To catch them is your true test. To train them is your cause. You'll travel across the land, searching far and wide for each pal for you to enslave.
And with that, our podcast is over. Thank you and good night, everybody. Nintendo has canceled us.
No, I changed the lyrics enough. I did not sing it. And aren't you allowed 10 seconds as well?
I don't think that works the same way you think it works. And I don't know. Honestly, it shouldn't even be parody. It should just be slander the way that you handled that.
He did have the stopwatch though out. He counted 10 seconds exactly.
I was curious if you guys would start to pick up on it. I know. I'm sure as Liz did.
I mean, it took about one sentence before.
Yeah, I know. So I'm assuming we all just grew up on that cartoon.
Do you not know that I watched Pokemon?
Oh, I know. But it's still, I don't know. It's just...
It was on the Two Evil People song that I knew better.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think we talked about this during cassette piece.
Jesse and James. Team Rocket.
Can you do something for us?
I absolutely could, but I'm not going to.
Oh, come on.
She's going to do it when she does her elephant noise.
Well, because like when you say it, you have to do their voices. And I'm just,
Well, anyway, Palworld by Pocket Pair. So going around, Gamer Pass. I will start this off. For me, at first I wasn't going to do this game because we generally try to wait a little bit when the games are in early access or in beta, but it's kind of a weird, not even a rule, but we tend to do it. If it has achievements, that's when it's like, okay, the game's probably complete enough that we'll cover it. So sure enough, there's achievements. So we're like, hey, anyway. So I was like, I just dabbled it a little bit. And then sure enough, I was like, hey, this is actually a lot of fun. And then I kept playing more and more. And then Keith jumped in and Keith was like, yeah, this is a lot of fun. So here we are doing Palworld. But this is a definite game for me. I actually had so much fun with it. I found it to be very simple. If you're someone who's not into survival games, I know because survival games can be a kind of very unique genre. You have to be... You have to usually you have to play with friends. There's usually a learning curve to them. There's usually a lot of tedious stuff to them. And honestly, I think Palworld fixes a lot of those issues. So yeah, this is I would say a definite game.
Who you want next?
You go, Keith.
Alrighty. Well, I'm going to go ahead and copy up here and say definite game as well. I'm not even going to say the obvious. I think we know where everyone's head is at on this. But the thing is that you mentioned it as a survival game, and I think it touches on those aspects in a lot of ways. But to me, I think it's more of a base management type of game, and I think the difference being that survival to me comes with a lot more almost anxiety and you're stressing for the next time you're going to get your resources or whatever it is. This is just a lot of grinding resources and building up your base. So that's my difference there. That said, I don't generally like either of the two gameplay styles. So in that aspect, it's weird that I really enjoy Palworld as much as I do, but I think that, like you said, Andrew, the way that they clean up a lot of those aspects, and in some ways it's by taking aspects of other games that we won't mention that, kind of draw me in a little bit more, but there's ways of how they automate the base building and all of those things that just really sealed it in for me, and it makes it so much more accessible. So I was absolutely in on this and all about it. Yeah.
It's a game for me as well. I don't know why, but I really wanted more base building. I don't know if that's just the game that I'm craving this week.
You might be the only Palworld player that there is, Liz.
I just wanted to build more. I wanted more options with building the houses and everything. And I mean, the entire time I played this game, I kept calling them Pokemon. But the pals.
Weird.
But the catching the pals and stuff was probably my least favorite part of the game. I still loved it, but it just wasn't what I really enjoyed. So I got distracted a lot, like kind of doing my own thing. But yeah, I'm definitely going to give it a game.
And I'll follow that up with a solid game as well. But the funny thing is, you mentioned it, Andrew, about survival games, and y'all had an episode about Valheim about a year ago, or maybe a year and a half ago, and that was like one of the best survival type games that I had. And I don't get the same vibes from Palworld. There's definitely, like Keith said, there's some touches of a lot of different games in here, and I think that's probably why I think it's such a strong game. But I had a good time with it. I've enjoyed my time with it. I've got nostalgia reasons for backing that up, and we can get into that later. But like Keith said again, those other games that kind of borrowed off of, some of them it just took a lot of the right bits for me. So definitely a game.
So starting our episode here, we normally talk story, but this is going to be real quick. So as far as story goes, you wake up on an island, there's pals, and you just start killing and capturing them, and that's about it. I mean, this game's in beta. They said this is going to be one of the first things they are going to tackle, is having an end game, wrapping up the story, kind of fleshing it out a bit more. I mean, there's a little bit more to the story. You're going around, you're seeing other survivors. I guess you're some sort of castaway, and you just appear on this island. I don't know if you were searching for this island. You have no idea what your character backstory is. Here you are. You're on an island. There's some monsters. Start capturing. You start to find some journals, in which I was first like, I'll read them later. And so before we recorded this, I was like, all right, let's see if there's an actual story here. In the story, honestly, it's just a tutorial, like reading the journals, which is kind of odd because you're picking these journals up.
I was
even
curious about that because I didn't read them. Yeah, I meant to.
I mean, the game gives you a tutorial, but it's you reading about a person who first appeared on Palworld, or it's called the Palpagos is the island. And yeah, so you're going around and he's like, oh yeah, I found these creatures. Now I'm capturing them and now I'm building spheres. And it's just like, okay, like that's all the story is for this guy. Then later you get some other journals of another person who started there's two human groups you kind of interact with. Three. You find some friendly people. You find some evil people called the Syndicate, which is essentially supposed to be like Team Rocket. And then you're finding a third group of people called the Free Pal Alliance, which I think is supposed to be a parody of PETA, because they're kind of supposed to be ironic of they're trying to free pals, yet they are enslaving them and killing them, which is kind of a thing PETA kind of does, but we won't get into that. So yeah, the story isn't much. But I figured for this segment, then we could kind of talk a little bit about some controversies that's been going on with this game, because there's been a lot.
Well, we can. But before we get to that though, because I've learned there's more story, Andrew. Like there's actually the bosses.
Yeah,
have
you actually
behind
beat
it
the
as
game,
well.
so you actually have more of a understanding than us.
And it's not even that, like, but those journals that you pick up, like they eventually do tell, like the different tower bosses all have like a purpose for why they're doing that, and then like these organizations all have a purpose, and the PAL Alliance or whatever actually doesn't kill pals. Like they have like a 5-tenant, like,
yeah, thou shalt not eat pals, thou shalt not capture pals.
Right.
You see them doing it though.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they're usually like fighting against other people and the pals getting I don't know. Like, but there is some story there, but to your point, like it's not fully baked out 100% at all.
We'll chalk that up to just, some bad AI because, well, I mean, that's also later, so I won't go too far, but the pathing and all of that and the NPCs is not great. But I was going to say, my question would be then, what is everybody's theory about what the story is? I mean, Donnie and Andrew, you probably have dug more in, so it sounds like you do. I don't know. What are your theories about what the story will be? How close can we get it to right here?
Well, my kind of theories is very similar to Cassette Beast. I don't know if you remember the story of Cassette Beast, but you kind of die.
It's like purgatory?
Yeah, you're in this alternate world and you're meeting other people from alternate realities in different timelines. So like in Cassette Beast, you were meeting people that were like, oh yeah, the Eiffel Tower's being built. But it's like, you don't know where you are in your timeline, your main character. But yeah, you're meeting people like that had different wars, different apocalypses and stuff like that. And that's kind of my guess what's happening with Palworld, because the journals you're reading from this castaway, he's like, oh, I was looking at a map and there's this big old empty splotch, so I'm going to explore it. Hey, there's an island here. So I'm curious if it's, and everyone you're meeting keeps talking about being castaways and survivors and stuff like that. So that's why I'm kind of thinking it might be like cassette piece where you're in this weird purgatory state.
So here's
Go ahead, Keith. Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you what it is.
Oh, you know it. Oh,
Well, no, this is what it is. Well, so here's the thing. It's weird that you have these alliance and the syndicates, and they're all like this weird established thing, but you just show up as some weird mystery stranger, and you're the only person who seems to have one kind of free will, if you will. Everyone's just kind of doing their own thing. You show up, so it is purgatory. But the thing is you are, I don't know if you're death, some sort of grim reaper, you are some sort of Hades, what's the word? Not relative, but yeah, like you're a descendant of, whoever the death caretaker of this Palworld purgatory is. All of these people are just living the world, and you are the caretaker because it's a base builder management game. So you have to inherit this from somewhere. So your farm comes from the Lord of Death that manages the purgatory. That's what it is.
I like that.
I have one additional theory. I want you guys both to wrap your heads around this, and Liz as well, because like this is a little bit different from the way you guys both approached it. This is the Jurassic World franchise. So the most recent one with Chris Pratt, right? So there was ancient technology, right? And that was what started this. And either these pals were created by people or some other force or some divine creation, but they're locked in this island. Humans find this more like a Skull Island kind of situation. We find it, right? And we're just like, oh, they can't get off of this island because of whatever. So the story is, how do we get the pals back to human civilization or vice versa so we can all live together, right? That's the end story, and the life tree and all that kind of crap. So I don't know. I think it's more of like a Skull Island Jurassic Park situation than purgatory.
Yeah, purgatory is probably not it, but I just had to find a way to loop in, you inheriting this world from somebody, because that has to be included.
Yeah. Ancient technology is there.
I mean, there's a whole civilization and everything, so I mean, I guess it's possible.
Yours is probably way closer.
Whose?
Donnie's.
Oh, I got excited.
I mean, mine was basically yours, but better, so.
But yeah, so like I said, I figured we'd talk a little bit about the controversies going on, because there's been a whole bunch of controversy with Palworld. But yeah, so I kind of want to get your guys' take on this. So of course, a lot of people are all upset that, Palworld, it's a straight up rip off of Pokemon. Like, luckily, I don't know about you guys, I've at least seen the dust settle. I felt like everybody was constantly like chewing this game apart, being like, oh, this is just like Pokemon. This is just like Pokemon. This is just like Pokemon. But like now I feel like the dust is finally kind of settled, because it's funny because Game Freak, the people behind Pokemon, I finally made a statement of like, hey, we're aware of Palworld. We are going to investigate. And that was it. And so I feel like that's what stopped all the like people complaining about it. But to me, like, this is way different from Pokemon. I know a lot of people complain about the art style.
There's been 100 Pokemon knockoffs. Like, that's it. They've been making them since the Game Boy. So what's new about anybody calling this a Pokemon knockoff? But there's just stuff in there that is a little bit different, and that's what iteration of good games do. And Pokemon, darn it, is one of the best games that were ever created. So, like, let them innovate. Let them do stuff a little bit different, but similar idea. I get it.
Yeah, I think the big thing is I don't know. I chalk it up to just another, the internet needs something to do. If Nintendo was going to do anything about it, or Game Freak was going to do anything about it, this game would have never made it to production. And it's the reason why that someone created a mod, like literally actually making it Pokemon. They made you Ash. They made all of the pals actual Pokemon. And within probably less than 12 hours, but I know within 24 hours, that thing was gone.
Yeah, it was gone. The guy even said like he got like threatened by like Nintendo.
Most legitimate mod sites have blanket rules in effect that if you're copying Pokemon in any way, they don't even allow you to host it. Like, if this game was crossing a true line, it never would have made it here. And that's my biggest thing. And so Are there similarities? Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's fun for the internet to sit there and go, okay, Anubis is Lucario and this one is this one. And it's a fun game we can play. It gives us something to do because, otherwise we're just going to doom scroll other things. So I'm all for that, but I don't think it was going to just make it through if Nintendo genuinely had a problem. I think the biggest thing is that in the capture system is you're throwing a sphere. And to me, that's like the biggest similarity. Yes, there's the closeness in some of them, but the actual capture system itself is the closest thing. But beyond that, I've never played a survival Pokemon game. I've never played a base building Pokemon game. Now, I shout out to Javier. I played some Palworld with him, and he was telling me that this has a lot of feels of, was it Pokemon Arceus? Is what he was saying.
Yeah.
In some of the aspects of the open world. So I guess there could be, and I can't speak to that. But all in all, I don't know. This is not like any Pokemon game I've ever played. It just kind of looks like them, and the way that you capture monsters in this game, as opposed to the way you capture them in any other monster capture game, is pretty similar. And that's it.
Yeah, I mean,
It's the Pokemon game we always wanted.
There's that too.
I feel like there's been so many games that have copied Stardew. Like, I think it's weird that they're just picking this game when there's so many games that copy each other, even down to their maps. So for me, it's just like, I actually think that this isn't one of the biggest copycat games that we've played. Probably isn't even in like the top 5. But I also think it's interesting that, I mean, I'm not going to say they copied the music, but that music at the beginning sounded like Zelda.
Oh, yes. Whenever you capture the travel points, it does a twinkling sound.
Yes, yeah, and it sounded exactly like Zelda to me. And so for me, I thought that was interesting too, where they had like it wasn't identical, but it was very close to another game as well.
Yeah, I when you said that, I thought about that too. It's like, yeah, that actually does sound like Zelda. But I mean, but once again, like it's literally like 5 notes. So
no, but you can tell though.
That a copyright?
No, I know. I'm not saying like they should get in trouble for it or anything, but I'm just saying like that is Zelda. Like, come on, you don't pretend you don't know. But yeah,
I'm trying to think. I don't know if I hear Zelda in it, but I can when you say it. But I don't think
play Wind Waker.
Oh, I haven't played that one, so that could change.
I was gonna say, have you played Breath of the Wild, Keith?
No.
Oh,
I haven't. I think the last Zelda game I played was Ocarina of Time. Man, I freaking love that game. But yeah, I think that was the last one I played.
Well, the last 2 for Switch have been amazing, but there's definitely some stuff that borrowed off that. Climbing, there's a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, the glider. But it's like, but once again, these are just like elements. And like, this is also what I don't get to about the whole controversy of stuff going on. Like, Liz, you make a good point of like how there's always copycat games, but it's like, it's good. Like I loved Coral Island. Like it was a lot of a copycat of Stardew Valley, but it just, we're obviously not getting a Stardew Valley 2 anytime soon. So it's like, yeah, make a copycat game. Like start from what works, what everyone loves. And like, that's your building block and just kind of add to it. And that's kind of how Palworld is. Like there has not been this is like, if you guys said before, this is the Pokemon game I feel like everyone has always wanted. I've always wanted to be in a world of Pokemon. I wanted to work with them, build things with them, interact with them. And that's what you're doing in this game. Obviously it goes a little more extreme when it's just like, oh yeah, now you're butchering them. Now they have guns. Now you're shooting humans. But that to me, like it was a joke. And that's what I loved about it. Like this game is very beta, very early access. And honestly, and it's super janky, but I hope they don't fix the jank. I love the jank. And it's funny and it's goofy and it adds to the humor. To me, I don't think obviously, if they're going to get sued, they would have got sued at this point. But I don't think they are. I think this game is easily, you could argue, is a parody. It's clearly meant to be kind of funny. You're kind of enslaving these people, and like you literally can create like sweatshops and how you're like fighting humans. It's just you're supposed to and funny. Yeah. And that's what I loved about it. It's just a very fun time with it. But then the other controversy, I don't know if you guys heard that a lot of people are accusing this company for using AI to generate the designs of the pals, which is, so everyone's accusing that they're stolen from Pokemon, but then it's like, oh no, it's an AI. So it's like, what, you're saying the AI stole the designs?
Well, I mean, I think, yeah, honestly, is at least that's how I interpreted all of those types of arguments. I don't know, like it's a weird thing too, because it's so, I go back to like, you have, say, Mewtwo, right? Yeah, Mewtwo? No, not Mewtwo. It's
Which
not the
there
one I'm
is
thinking
a
of.
version of Mewtwo
right.
that's kind of hidden in this
Not
game.
Meowth is the one I'm thinking of, right? Like, it's a
Yeah.
cat. It's got a little coin in its head, but it's a cat. You can't copyright a
Yeah.
cat. So if you're going to have another cat-like monster, like, oh, someone else has a cat monster. Well, every other game that has a cat monster, pal, friend, companion, whatever you want to call it, is subject to some sort. It's like,
Yeah, you can't copyright electric mouse. Like, you can't do that.
right. No, yes, Pikachu, you can, but I don't know. And exactly, it's elements, like, oh, it's ice. Okay, what video game doesn't use some sort of ice element? And it's just,
Yeah.
there's so many weird things. And like, to say that even the gliders are copying Breath of the Wild, how many traversal games have a freaking glider? We just want to call it Breath of the Wild because we want to make it Nintendo copying. And I think you guys kind of said it, but all the, copying in games, as long as it's not a straight cut and paste, it's a good thing. It's how games evolve. It's how we've gotten the
Yeah.
Souls-like genre of games. It's how,
That's how you get competition.
it's how the first-person shooters have evolved. If one person made a first-person shooter and everyone, well, we got to back off that now because somebody's done it, well, we wouldn't have the breadth of games we have. It's just such a silly concept that I don't know. I don't get it. Find a new topic, internet.
But I thought it would be kind of funny. Also, too, I had some little tidbits I saved. So, Keith, yeah, there's a character creator in this game. You got to have some fun with that. The character creator is a little bare bones, but it's definitely goofy. And actually, a quote from one of the developers said they specifically made the character creator very goofy because, quote, Americans like to create really ugly characters. Yeah, like the other. And it's true. Literally any video I've seen, people just have the wackiest characters, and it's fun. And so I love that they kind of knew their audience. Where they're just like, yeah, Americans are gonna love creating ugly people. It's like, yes, we are. But yeah, this studio is like a brand new studio. The people they got, literally one of their artists was a guy who learned from like YouTube to like literally kind of do graphic design, and he was working at a convenience store, and he found a posting for this company on Craigslist. And they called him up and they're like, hey, do you want to work for us? And it was like a 2-hour drive. And the guy was just like, I guess I'll try this out. And literally went there and never had a job before, never worked as a graphic designer. And boom, here he is working for Palworld.
That's wild.
I know.
That's
like
awesome.
That is a leap of faith there to just be like, yeah, what else am I going to do? I might get murdered. Like I've never gone to like Craigslist and been like, yeah, 2-hour drive for this possible company. Like maybe this is a scam. Let's find out.
Seems legit.
That's
Kudos for him.
That's wild.
But I mean, it definitely worked out because this game is selling like hotcakes. I think the last posting is they had over 17 million players in 5 days. I think it's like 10 million on Steam alone. So they've sold millions of copies. And this game is bare bones, not bare bones, but it's in beta, really janky. And so this company's just like swimming in money now for something so simple. But yeah, so let's get into the gameplay here. Palworld. Yeah, as I said, this is a third-person survival action, base building game. You're on this island capturing creatures. You start your base up and you get these creatures. Each creature can work on special jobs. Some can chop trees for you. Some can do logs. Some can create, like crafts for you. So that's why you want to go around and capture all these creatures and just build up your base. But I think it's funny that everyone I feel like who saw this game was like, ooh, this is like Pokemon. I can capture creatures. Liz here, on the other hand, was like, I just want to build a base. Your first complaint was, I don't care to capture the creatures. I just want to build a base.
I know. And something that you said that they're going to be doing is making it so that you can move things around your base. Because that was driving me nuts where, you initially start out and you're like, oh man, I wish I'd put that on the other side. But yeah, for me, I did end up enjoying catching the pals, but at the beginning I didn't really want to. I had fun exploring, and I actually think that the fast travel points are really perfectly spaced out.
Yeah.
So that, it's fun to go adventuring, but you don't really have to worry about, going too far without having a way back. And so for me, like I did eventually love it. But it took me like more exploring to really want to. And I also love too that there were definitely certain areas where I was like, there's a lot of bones there. I feel like that might be a harder area. And then I go in and I'm like, yep, I should
What
have
do you
gone
mean
there.
a lot of bones?
So like there was one entryway to a different area that had, I don't know if they were like rib bones, but it was like an arc.
Yeah, it was on a beach
like
area.
Statue.
No, there was like
Yeah.
it wasn't a statue.
Well,
like there's
I
like
mean,
a
like
beach.
There's a
decoration.
few like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like
And
a
I saw
dead
another one
whale
to my left.
carcass almost.
Yeah, I saw another one to my left off in the distance, and I was like, that's probably another harder area. Because I was like a 10 at the time, 9 or 10, and everyone was 25 plus.
Girl, you're always a 10.
Well, there's also Pride Rock. There's that one rock that looked like Pride Rock. It's in the middle of the lake there. Yeah, I liked the
like
base
Pride Rock.
building though. Like overall,
It's very simple.
it really is, and I think, and for the large parts, you kind of don't need it. You do need it for your pals, yes, to keep their happiness up. But for your own personal, you never really have. You can sleep, but unless you want to pass time, but there's no need to pass time because you never run out of energy. You just run out of stamina or you're hungry.
Food, yeah.
And
I spent no time in the house.
exactly,
I had a bed in there, and that was it.
I created
I
it.
slept when the sun went down. That was all.
I created it because I thought I needed to, and then I realized I was never going to use it again. But overall, I didn't mind the base building, and I think I spent more time kind of doing it than I wanted to, and in some ways because I kind of got hooked into it. But at the same time, I was just trying to go back and build more spheres to go back out and just keep capturing pals. That was my fun.
I feel like I didn't spend enough time base building because there's all that furniture that you could make.
Which is just decorative.
Which I know, but I really wanted to, but I knew that we were recording. And I'm like, I have a certain amount of time that I can play this game. I should really try to level up my base and get further, blah, blah, blah. But really, I wanted to unlock those and build those. That would have
This
been...
podcast sucks.
I know. But I do appreciate that with the game. You can see that they're making things easier for management. So, for instance, you end up being able to have that like feed bag. So you don't have to worry about like feeding your pals, feeding yourself. And so there's little like quality of life things like that
There's
really
a lot of quality
appreciate
life things this game does.
Yeah, that so
it
many
does.
games like this don't do. So it's like, because it's survival, it's like, oh no, you will always have to keep eating. But even like stamina, because you guys were talking about like the, climbing and stuff, you can put your points into stamina, which is really helpful. And then of course the glider, which, oh my gosh, I love the glider. But yeah, so I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, the quality of life stuff in this game is so good. Because like we said, the number one thing we always want, if you're dealing with resources, I want to click a button and quickly throw all same items in. I want to sort. I don't want things on my person. And and that's what's great about this game. If the things are just in a box in your base, you can use it. And it is so easy and convenient. That's why, Liz, I know you're complaining about that. You can't move things around in your base. I don't care. Because it's the base building is so easy that I don't care that I can't move it. I just disassemble it and rebuild it. And then your pals come in and help you build the thing. And it's just like, this is so good.
Do you keep the old like workbenches and stuff? Do you know how to get like a level 2? Yeah, I wasn't sure if I have to.
I mean, once
You don't
again,
have to.
Because there's just a lot of
I broke
stuff.
them down. Like once I had enough.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
keep
it could be like if you're really trying to mass produce something, they could still be worth it for
that's
some
why
little,
I keep it around.
But outside of that, I don't know. You see a lot of these videos of people have these like, production lines and these huge castles and all these things. And I'm sure to a certain degree, you obviously do need to get to that point because, that's part of the game. But you don't need to have these crazy organization levels that people have. I think you can, like Andrew said, you don't have to disassemble a box. Like that was probably about the most thing I thought about was like, can I move the storage chest to move it closer to a resource to make my pals more efficient? But outside of that, I didn't really care. And it's weird because I think it ultimately will as the game progresses down the roadmap, bigger raids, PvP. So having an actual built up base, it would be really cool to see some like even tower defense aspects come into play. But right now, at least as I'm playing, I'm just throwing things around and making sure I can build my stuff and go. Like you came in and you started building a roof for my pals. They can sleep in the open air.
Keith,
They're wild creatures. They're wild creatures. They can live in the
skills.
Oh, I'm not defending my base building skills. I'm saying that they're wild creatures. They can sleep in open air. They should be grateful that they have a bed. All right,
Keith. I love how many games we've played, and Keith, you still just like do things. It's just like, what is your logic here?
Also,
your first base.
Yes, my first base was too close, but that first building, that first base was actually well put together. It was a 2-floor.
Yeah, you had a bar in it.
I had a bar. I had 2 floors. There was doors. Look, I was trying, but then on that second base, I gave up, and then you wanted to build a new base, so we gave up on my first base, and then you come in and start judging my half-built second base. I will not stand for it.
You put beds on a beach, and that's all it was.
That is
half
built.
Why are all my pals? You're like, why are my pals with broken legs and stuff like that? Why are they upset? It's like because they're sleeping on the beach. Like, what do you think?
They had beds.
Which,
barely.
I never put a roof for my pals' beds. Just the record.
Thank you.
Thought they were supposed to sleep outside. I didn't think they should go inside.
Or were they getting injured? Literally, all of Keith's pals had broken legs.
Okay, well, I don't know about Keith.
Thinks it's weird. I would never think to just put their beds outside and put my bed inside. Because obviously you're meant to build a house.
My second base didn't have a personal bed. I didn't build one for me because I didn't need it at that point.
Oh my word. Well, something that you said earlier, Keith, I actually was really grateful that Andrew gave me a little tip because I had what are they called? Where they mine for a stone and you get wood right on your base. What were those called?
Oh, the logging sites in the stone sites?
Yeah. So I would always go over my weight, and then you're walking really, really slow, and he's like, just build. Why am I struggling with words?
Storage box.
Yes, storage box right there. So you only have to walk like a foot. So for me, I thought that was really helpful. And I don't know why I didn't think of that, especially because I had a ore on my site and a bunch of stone. And it's like, I should have put one right there too. Yeah. So I never thought about that. But with base building, I never built a fence or a gate or anything. I felt like whenever there was a raid, my pals took care of it.
Well, so
you didn't get a relaxorus.
I'm assuming it gets harder.
No, she actually did.
Did you?
Did
because those things.
Actually,
that was the first real world event that happened to me.
You got a Roxosaurus?
Yeah, all of a sudden I went, oh, that's cool. I thought it like I had seen them in images. I was like, oh, that's kind of neat. And then they're just destroyed, trampled everything.
Well, the bomb ones are scary. I just got that one, so I'm like, maybe I should. What are they called?
Oh, the Tokotokos?
Yeah, because they were going to my base and they're about to blow it up, and thankfully, we killed them just in the nick of time. But yeah, I was like, do you know what? Maybe I should build something.
Well, you got lucky, Liz. So I guess we should say, well, Donnie, what did you play on? Did you play Xbox or PC?
Xbox, yeah. Game Pass.
So yeah, we played the Xbox version. So me and Keith originally played on, it was patch 0.1.1.0, I think. But they just recently, when you started playing, Liz, they patched it. It's now 0.1.1.3. And if you looked online, this recent patch, the one that you're playing, they did reduce it. But your base being wood, if literally one enemy throws a fire on your base, it literally will burn the entire base. It spreads.
Oh.
So there is footage of people literally having massive castles that are literally just burned to the ground. There's nothing you can do about it. So they at least this patch, they said, oh yeah, we reduced fire spreading so you could actually maybe defend yourself and prevent it from destroying your entire base. But yeah, also too, and with this patch too, you're able to move when you're encumbered. When me and Keith were first playing, if you were overweight, your character just stood still, which was kind of annoying.
Wait, can you use a water pal to put the fire out at your house?
I don't know.
Because I was wondering if they would automatically do it.
So I'm not quite sure how you do maybe you just disassemble the parts that aren't fire, but I don't know. I never had it happen to me. But yeah. So there is a purpose to kind of build some gates. But as simple as the base building is too, I don't know if you guys seen, some people have made some towns, really impressive towns. It's this is nuts. Because you have I think you can build wood, stone, and metal. But people, of course, just these simple building blocks have made some really kind of cool looking towns.
Well, it reminds me of Valheim again. Valheim had some pretty complicated building mechanics. And even those, I was like, man, I'm never doing this right. And it took far too long to line it up. I'm like, the simple stuff, I'm like, yeah, this looks like a fine house. This works. I got 2 stories. Cool. Nobody even comes in here. I don't know why I'm doing this, but whatever.
Well, the roof doesn't work in this one, right? The
No,
triangle
well,
roof.
You were watching me play the bad patch with this new patch.
Oh, okay.
They fixed it now.
Because you just had me do a flat roof.
Yeah,
because it
but
wasn't
they fixed it
working
so you
out.
can now do a slanted roof.
I had seen a video of like how someone actually had figured out how to do it. I think a triangle roof even before the patch. It was you had to like build weird supports because of how they had that set up. But it's nice that they fixed it, I guess. I think like though, I don't know, you guys, we were talking about like quality of life things, but I feel like in a lot of ways, you know, the kind of goofiness and bugs and all of the things that come along with it is as though someone who didn't have all of the skills to build a AAA game said, hey, here's all of the things that a gamer would actually want in a game, but we're not going to worry about making it all that good. And we're going to do that. And they've done an amazing job at it. And what we found is that...
Well, not make it look pretty. It's good. It's just not pretty.
Right. But there's also... It's pretty riddled.
It's not polished.
Yeah, but it's at least... And I understand it's in a game preview, and so I'm not knocking on it, but it's in a pretty rough state. But in its state, you know, now that they've sold this many copies, I'm sure they can afford to hire people to come in and like clean up a lot of those things. But I guess my point is just that I think it's kind of an interesting model that they went, you know, we're not going to give you the most polished product, but we're going to give you everything people would want. Easy sort, the easy traversal, the fast travels, the inventory management, everything. And it's tons of fun as a result. It's weird that when you have things that make a game fun, it's more fun.
Yeah. People overlook jank.
Yeah, but the part about that I don't agree with, Keith, is that that's like what you just described is sounds a lot like Genshin Impact or whatever. That was like literally not like, it wasn't made by like a huge developer of like popular games, but they're like, we can make a bunch of money off this. Like there's a scare that it could turn into something like that. But from the point of like doing something like Pokemon or taking on something that's like that massive property and then changing it just enough to where it does feel like it's something that could stand on its own, that's an attractive offer, like for just enjoying playing games. I think that's fun. So I'm with you there.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen tons of video of people comparing this game to the most recent Pokemon, Scarlet and Violet. And Scarlet and Violet is, I mean, I never picked it up because I saw so many bad reviews for it. I'm like, I think I'm just going to skip this one. But yeah, that game, I remember seeing videos of how buggy it was. I think it's still very buggy. I don't think they fixed it even that well, but the environments are bland, crazy buggy. At least this, yeah, there are some bugs, but everything's been able to just go, like, you're able to fix it easily. Like I've fallen through the map a couple times, but it's not hard for me to get back out of it, teleport to my base again. Keith, I know originally you talked about how the game crashed on you a couple times, but with this kind of being an online game, it instantly saves, so you never lost progress. So you literally just boot it right back in. There you are. So like there's like the bugginess that's in this is super forgivable because it's just such a fun game. I love like just like battling the monsters, capturing them. It's so simple, but great. Well, like I know, Liz, you were originally talking about like exploring, like you're like, oh, I don't know if I should be in this area. Like a lot of survival games, yeah, you do that. You usually realize you're not in an area you're supposed to be when it's too late, when something instantly comes up to you and kills you in one hit. But in this, I felt like you could see the monsters from far away, see their level, and be like, oh, maybe I should avoid that guy. Not all the monsters are aggressive either. Even if they're high level, they could still ignore you. So it's like cool. Like it to me, if I felt safe just having fun and exploring. And if you died, yes, you drop all your things, but you don't lose your pals. So you're not completely defenseless. That is always one of my biggest gripes about survival games. Ark, Grounded, anything. You die and it's like you're butt naked. Good luck trying to get your body. And it's like no, like how can I get my stuff back?
The bad pals, the ones that attacked you, are usually, I mean, they were always gone for me when I went back to get my body, which was really helpful. I'm the type of person though that if I go into an area that it's too hard for me and I see a chest, like I have to go for the chest. I'm like, do you know what? Maybe they won't spot me. So usually it was, my fault.
Greed will get you. That's like Keith in Apex Legends. Just too busy looting.
Yeah.
But you do know you can turn all that off, right? Like you can turn all that off, so like you don't drop your stuff. You don't have to go back. You can
no!
Kick up the experience. You can do all that stuff. Turn it all off, just like Ark.
So Donnie, I guess you can tell us your experience. So I played normal. I played the way the game was designed to
normal
play.
Default settings.
Intended.
But I never played with the sliders. So like, what can you do?
You could do whatever you want. You could turn your experience from like 1 times to 20 times, which helps get to level 50 real quick. You can turn off all your if no drops at all, so you don't when you just die and you come back to wherever the spawn points are. Don't lose your stuff, don't lose your pals, don't lose that stuff. You can increase the pal rate so that when you walk into an area, instead of seeing 1, you see 3. You can increase the drop rate, so like when they drop 1 thing, they drop 6 things now, which increases your resource gathering. You can turn down your stamina. You can turn down the damage you take or you give to the pals. You can do you can mess with a bunch of them, and on PC you can do even more.
Jeez.
I just never played the PC version.
I kind of wish that I had done some of that stuff. I actually was thinking that when I played with Andrew, I love doing the dungeons and fighting the bosses with him, but I didn't like doing it by myself because, I kept forgetting that you could dodge, you could do that roll. But also, I just felt like I don't think it was crazy hard, but I found it hard. I think it was just like I wasn't going in to it really in it. Like I didn't really want to do it, so I wasn't really excited and trying my best and stuff. But that's why I love multiplayer because I really didn't want to do the bosses in the dungeons, which is silly because especially with like the dungeons at the end you get all that loot and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's so worth it, but I just didn't want to.
Well, so on the multiplayer, at least I never ran into this. Something that especially in this style or genre of game with multiplayer, there was no rubber banding and there was no tethering that I found. At least when
tethering. I got some rubber banding.
Okay.
But I think that was internet connection playing with Liz.
Possible. And it's so weird that you guys always struggle more than anyone else. You're in the same house, but it's always when you guys play together that it is.
Double bandwidth for just the same network.
Actually, I guess that makes sense. But yeah, when I like playing with you, I never ran into any of the tethering or anything like that. I don't know. That made the quality of it feel a lot better, I guess, so that, like Liz was saying, if you didn't really want to go into the dungeons, you could still be off building the base and everything was worth something and all kind of practical. So I liked that aspect of it as well. But I also was going to say, the battle is so weird because it's so janky, like everything else, and like the aiming and all of that. But it's so much fun. I loved the real time battling with your pals and all of, just the simplicity of it was 3 buttons, right bumper, left bumper, and Y for all of their skills. And you just rotate them through or whatever it may be. But yeah, it's just and you get to be in on the battle. So like, unlike Pokemon, you kind of always just sit there and watch this thing as your pals are
turn-based. Yeah.
They get slaughtered. You get to be part of it or get slaughtered.
Now you get a
them.
club and get to bash them, or a gun and blast them. But yeah, I agree. To me, the battling system is it's so simple. Everything about this game is simple. Like as you were saying, I think this game is just so accessible. I played on normal, and this is another gripe I usually have with survival games. I usually feel like I hit a brick wall when it comes to like XP gain and stuff like that. But this game just makes it simple of you want to keep capturing the same pal. The more of it you capture, you get bonus XP. And it was just easy for me to level up. I'm just exploring every time I see a pal. Hey, I'm going to capture you. It gives me bonus XP. I felt like I was constantly leveling up at a good pace. Nothing felt like I was hitting a brick wall where I'm like, I got to grind just to get this gun.
How far are you, Andrew?
I'm like level 28. So I have a handgun at this point. I have a flying mount. I'm relatively far. I've only killed 1 tower boss, but I don't know what level I need to be for the second one. I got to another one, but it was level 50, and I was like, yeah, I'm definitely not ready for this one.
I discovered all those sliders and turned off raid fights or whatever, because when
those are fun.
They're fun until they happen every 2 nights, and you're like, all right, I just want to break. And that's when you start grinding and you do slow down. When I hit through the early 30s to 40 something, it slows down, and that's where it is an actual grind. Because by then you've been through some of the tower bosses and you've done a lot of land area bosses, and those only get you so much, and it's just so much of a slog to get up to the 40s. It does get brutal, but the automation of those conveyor belts and stuff make all the resource gathering easier. So your primary focus just shifts, and that's what was kind of cool about the gameplay that kept it going.
So question about the boss pals. once you kill them or capture them, they're gone. It seems like no.
No, they
they come
respawn.
Do
Yeah.
they? Okay, I thought they were gone because the only question was, is there value in killing them versus capturing them? So never mind. Scratch the question from the record.
There's always value in capturing them because then you can take them back and butcher them, and you can get double the roll of resources.
Gosh.
Or you just keep them. But that's the value to capturing versus killing.
Speaking of butchering.
Well, I think you get more XP on capturing too.
You do.
Typically.
Yeah.
But less resources.
Yeah,
I don't think so. I think it's
don't
pretty fair.
Is it the same?
Okay. I thought there was kind of a trade-off, but I did not compare it.
I love the memes that got sparked from this game and like animations and stuff like that. I don't know why. It just randomly started appearing on my Twitter. It's like these short animated clips of like people meticulously preparing pals like as meals. It's weird. It's like literally like, oh, here's a lamb ball. Let me cut its legs off. Like, it's not graphic, but it's like, who drew this? Like, and then they're skinning the sheep, and it's like, what is this? Like, how to prepare a meal from a pal? It's weird. But yeah, there's like so many different memes and gifs from this. It's crazy.
I saw one
fun.
earlier. Someone had I don't know. They'd written a song. It was like some like butt rock style song to their Relaxorus. Just bombing
the
heck
Mohawk one?
Or the Mohawk one, yeah. Just bombing
Yeah.
the heck out of chickens. Although they said something about chicken holocaust, and that seems a little weird. But anyway, outside of that, I thought the video was very funny otherwise.
Well, on Andrew's note about people eating the pals, like basically the first thing you hear when you start this game is that, oh my God, my team disappeared and they started eating, all the pals started eating all the people on the island. So like it's the pals started technically. Like, just saying. That was like line 1 in the whole game. So
That's all right. This is another thing I think is funny with this game. This is why I think it's a parody. This game, super cute art style, creatures, like everything in the world's colorful and bright. But
Happy
then
tree
you get
friends.
these stories. Then you get these stories and stuff. Sorry, Docs. Like just making
You
noises.
hear
out.
her?
But yeah, it's super colorful, bright, and then all of a sudden, like you read some of the descriptions of the pals. Like the funny one, pal number 69, Lavander. It's literally a pal that is a furry. Like it's like kind of a sexy dinosaur. I'm not saying I think it's sexy. It just clearly
You
this
said
is
it.
designed
You
with
have said
curves. But literally, it's
the internet
description.
says it.
Literally the description of it's trying to like breed with humans, and it's like, what the heck is this?
Yeah.
There's another one called Hang You, and like its description is like it was used for torture and like skinning people. There's just like, oh, there's the cow. It says, oh yeah, this thing constantly produces milk, regardless of its gender. It's just one of those mysteries of life, and this is a mystery that's probably best left unsolved.
But here's the thing,
like-
though. You can say that that's meant to be funny in a parody, but that is actually just as much of a ripoff of Pokemon as anything. If you
Really,
look at, there's some
that's 69 that's trying to
okay,
breed with
maybe
people?
they don't
Well-
have some sexy ones, but they've got a lot of dark ones in there, like the ones about like dead kid. What is it, Mr. Mime? Some of them.
But no,
about-
Cubone.
And
Cubone
actually, no.
wears the skull of their dead mother.
Yeah, no, but there is actually something weird about Mr. Mime, if I remember.
There's a lot wrong with Mr. Mime.
Well, yeah, but there's actually something.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
There's a Mrs. Mime. Who knows?
But I'm just saying.
Well, the
so
ultimate-
it's a bit of a there. Oh, go ahead.
That's why you're pulling it up. Also, did you guys notice that every time you miss with a ball or they escape from it, it would say that cheeky bastard?
Yeah,
Like, Pokemon doesn't say bastard.
I never
That's-
noticed that.
Yeah, because I was that's what
Every time. It happened 1,000 times, I promise you, while you play.
Yep, every
Yeah, I
single
was
time.
like, oh.
Cheeky bastard.
I was like, oh, is this game for kids? And then when it said that, I was like, oh, okay, I guess maybe not. I guess it's more for teens. But then again, I guess that's like the only, if a kid can't read, like I guess you're perfectly fine because the violence isn't bad. I've always wondered, I don't think technically you don't kill pals because their body's rolling on the ground, but they have like squiggles in
faint.
their eyes. So I think
Yeah.
it's like they faint. You kill humans. That
Yeah.
actually description says like you killed humans. When you're reading the journals, like even the person says like I killed a person. So you kill humans, but pals you just knock out.
Well, see, that's the Pokemon game that we always wanted because it's not for kids. It's for us as adults who played Pokemon as kids. It's great.
Exactly.
I thought there was some.
Liz is no longer part of this episode. The dog's here.
I don't blame her.
Say hi, Daisy.
Hi, Daisy.
No, she's like, no.
Not.
Excuse me, my chopped liver now.
But yeah, so yeah, the art style though of Palworld, I love the design of all the pals. I gotta say, my biggest gripe so far, I hope they fix it. You don't evolve the pals, and I remember that always was a thing I loved with Pokemon. Like I always based my team of what Pokemon needs to evolve. That's usually was like most people I know are like, oh yeah, I always have this guy on my team, this guy on my team. I'm always just like, I'm trying to capture them all. So I'm just trying to work them up to evolve them. As soon as they evolve, they're going right to that box. I am not using them anymore. In this game though, there's no evolution, which is kind of a miss, but I would not be surprised if they had it.
That's it.
So here's a here's a weird thing is I've read somebody's take on this, and I actually kind of tend to agree with them, is that given the lack of evolutions in the fact that you evolve them just to dump them, it actually makes it feel like there's more than having, 400 and they're all built on an evolution, because most of them are just throwaways at this point. And yes, you still have throwaways here, but I think overall, like, you're condensing them to maybe, beef them up or do all kinds of things. And if you take out the kind of, and this might be a hard for you, Donnie, because I know you're this kind of style. If you take out a little bit of the min-maxing of this game, and you can do whatever the heck you want, you can make the biggest, baddest lamb ball of them all, and ultimately you're not going to have like the hardest time with playing this, because whether it's the sliders or overall, I think it does a pretty good job of balancing out that just you can overpower yourself in the ultimate gameplay here.
Keith, I'm not upset about that. I'm upset about the fact that you called our pals throwables. They're not people, okay? You can't just say they're throwawayables.
Don't you insult my pals.
I kind of picked my pals based on cuteness. I mean, there were so many cute ones, but that deer was majestic. And then I just love wolves.
The triumphant guy.
The lamb ball looks so cheery.
I thought it was so funny you had a lamb ball on your team the entire time.
I love it.
Because if there was an enemy where I was like, I just want this to be over quickly, he
ball.
doesn't do a lot of damage. And so I don't have to worry about him accidentally killing.
That's actually a really good point. I'm not going to...
The deer, yeah, especially if like there's multiples and I'm like, do you know what? I don't want to fight 3 at once. I'll have Lamball come out and help me. The deer is just going to kill 2 of them right away. Right away. So for me, it's just like, it was the perfect... And then wasn't there like an alpaca?
Yep, called Melpaca.
Yeah. Well, I liked it. That one was on my rotation too. But there were so many cute ones that I did eventually just, go based on who was most helpful. But
well, so
my team was consisted of all bosses.
Did you,
as Bushi?
Did you, Liz, notice the Chillette? Because I saw some clips of people with that one, and it would kind of mimic your behavior. So if you were running alongside it and you started jumping, it would hop along with you. And it was like a little wormy dragon, so it would have this little like cute little jump and everything.
I don't think did I have that one? I don't think so.
No, you did. I gave it to you. It's the first boss.
Yeah,
that you can fight. He's very low. Yeah. He's like level 10.
A big green guy.
No, he's white and blue, light blue.
Oh, okay.
The green guy's the marmoset. You're talking, Chillette is he's like a cold, wet ferret.
Yeah.
that actually is a good description.
But
I don't know any of their names.
And it jumps along and runs with you and everything.
He is cute.
Right there.
Yeah.
Right there. Here's a Chillette for you. Yeah. For the listeners at home, he's showing a picture of Chillette.
I'm just going to address this question from the chat for Andrew, because I feel like you have noticed it. Do the pals have buttholes?
No, I did not see any.
Is that where
also, Keith, there's also...
We're not going there. That's the end of that conversation.
They will probably patch that in later, Keith.
I hope so.
Patch those buttholes in.
But also in our other chat here, Screen Test Pod said he picks his team based on sexiness. The alpaca is 7 out of 10 sexiness, so he approves.
Long legs.
Very good.
It's the long legs.
The alpaca has long legs.
Yeah. But
sexy legs.
But yeah, as far as besides I love the designs, of the pals, but I gotta say the environments are hit and miss. Some of the environments got very bland, but then some of it also looks really good.
I love the difference.
Poppin' was horrible.
Yeah. Worse on Xbox.
No, it's weird you say that, because I feel like I could, and I think there's a difference. You and I were talking about this, Andrew. I feel like there was a really good distance of things. Like I could look across the map and I could see the Lifmunk effigies.
There's good draw distance.
Like far off in the distance. So then it's, I don't know, what do you mean when you say like the pop-in's bad?
Like when you go up, like when I was going from like altitude down or whatever, like you could see across the land, but when you got down close, if it was like daylight, you just like, it would just pop in for me. But I also couldn't tell you if that was like last couple weeks, but oh yeah, have a need to list.
Yeah, I mean, even yesterday, like the trees, like the top part would come in, but then the rest of it wouldn't until I was like right in front of it. I had that happen a lot.
Well, Donnie, what do you play on?
I play on a Series S, so like it could be that.
I think that's
I also
it.
have screaming internet, so
Liz is a Series S. I play on a Series X, and I noticed that when I was watching Liz play, that the pop-in was way worse on a Series S. On Series X, I generally did not get much.
Yeah, I actually even for like I bumped my field of view up all the way when on my ride distance, or because I don't know, like I said, I wasn't having too much problem with that at least.
it probably is just the hardware. It's just the tech of it. Plus, most of it I played was over remote too.
I mean, maybe that could be it, but yeah, I thought I had read somewhere that at least from like a PC standpoint, that they said it has pretty low requirements, and requirements versus optimal or whatever, I guess is different. But yeah, I thought it was supposed to be pretty low.
Could just be the tech.
But what I'm also curious too, so with the current consoles, this is the same with just about any survival game. There are no dedicated servers for the Xbox, but there are for PC. So that's why I'm curious too if you could have lower requirements on the PC because you just go to a dedicated server. But as you were saying, Keith, of like people coming in and now fixing up this game, Microsoft is coming in. They now have announced that they are working very closely with the team to start working on dedicated servers for the Xbox and to start improving optimization for the console, because the Xbox is a couple patches behind the PC. Not crazy like difference, but obviously when it comes to patching on a console, you have to jump through a bunch of hoops and quality and regulations and whatnot. On the PC, you just throw that patch out. But Microsoft is now trying to expedite all of that. Expedite patches, expedite getting into dedicated servers. So yeah, at the moment there is multiplayer, but on consoles, I think you can only go up to 4. On PC, you can go up to 32. I cannot imagine playing this game with 32 people. Like that's gotta be like so much. I will say I'm impressed. Like as we said, these towns that are people building and stuff like that, I'm not noticing any like frame rate dips or anything like that. Like the game actually surprisingly runs very smoothly. You just have weird, pop-in and graphical issues, but frame rate wise and everything like that, I had no issues with.
All of it's pretty phenomenal that they're able to do it. Just again, being out of nowhere.
Yeah, and such an early beta.
It is pretty impressive, especially when you tell the story of the developers and stuff that were actually working on it. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the thing too. I think this game cost them. I think it was something like $120,000. Like it was not much. They literally they made this game with like hopes and dreams and a ham sandwich basically. Yeah, it was like, and of course now they're making millions of dollars because they've sold so many copies. Yeah, I mean I'm sure the number I said was very low, but I remember it was like an absurdly low amount how much it cost to make this game.
One thing graphically that I think is very hit and miss, and hopefully you guys didn't mention this when I was petting the dog because I got a little distracted. But the textures are just so different. Like, so for instance, if you're climbing a rock versus you're going through a field of those beautiful flowers, or you know what I mean? Like the ore, you look at like the pile of ore that you're about to get rid of, and then like I said, you look at a rock and it's just like this gray bland blob.
Yeah.
So I just thought it was really weird how they struggled to have like a consistent texture in the game.
But it just once again goes to show it doesn't matter. If you have a fun game, people do not care. I don't care if it's
noticeable though. I noticed it too. Yeah. I mean, that kind of segues into the audio because I feel like the audio is the same way. Like when you're picking up ore, there was like a weird echo chime. If you picked in more than like 5 at a time, it was like a weird noise. Maybe again that was a Series S, but like there was audio hitches and stuff that I noticed too, which were odd.
I didn't notice too much audio hitches.
I don't know. I feel like I didn't notice it as much, but I actually, at large parts, I was playing this game where I would turn my headset on and just keep it on my desk because I didn't need to listen intently to it. Or, I mean, there was even times I was playing with just out audio at all. I don't know. I don't think there was a lot of audio cues you needed.
That.
What's that, Liz?
Yeah, I accidentally played without audio a lot, and I don't. And so, like, I honestly probably 25% of the time, I had the audio on, and it was still kind of quiet. So, I mean, that's my bad. I mean, obviously, I heard some of it because I heard what I described as like the Zelda music. So, I was listening sometimes, but
That's why you did no audio.
well, no, I didn't mean to.
You
I
love
just
the wolves and stuff like that. You didn't like hearing
It's your fault because you would play a
Oh,
game
my
before
fault.
me, and then I would just assume the volume was on,
Way to
and
go,
then
Andrew.
I ruined her experience.
that idle game. Do you play with that with no volume?
Yeah.
Usually.
Yeah, because that's why. Because then I turn on my game, and I don't think to turn up the volume because, I also like don't really watch TV anymore, and so for me, I just turn on the TV and just like hope for the best. So
Like that.
what?
But I was kind of disappointed. There's not much for music. But
Not a ton. No.
So this game, you do not need audio at all. You easily can turn it off.
Do the
You
pals
miss
make
their little
noises?
noises though they all make.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was just about to ask that. Like if a lot of the pals make noises.
Yeah.
They all make different noises. They all sound kind of the same. I don't know how to describe it.
Would it officially cross the line if one of them just started repeating its own name over and over again? Would that be the thing?
Lambo.
Probably.
What one was there? Was one you got very upset about killing because you're like, it makes the saddest noise. I think it was the lamb balls, weren't they?
The lamb balls make a pretty sad
Oh, I don't
noise.
remember.
It's like it's like a little like whinny neigh.
They
type
look
of thing.
so happy too.
Just imagine killing a sheep.
I was telling Andrew, Donnie, and I still think that we should do this, is get onto a multiplayer and play some lamb ball soccer where everyone gets on a different mounted pal. Get yourself a dead lamb ball. And
Yeah, it'll work.
maybe lamb ball volleyball.
They make soccer goals. Did you see
I
that?
didn't see this is another and not that I have actually I'm not good at doing this, which is I'm in a great medium for being a terrible content creator, but I've loved watching the content people have made. We were talking about the Mohawk one. Andrew was talking about some of the cartoons and stuff, but watching 32 people raids, taking down a Memorest by lighting a bunch of campfires and
having it walk over fire.
all these just weird things. And I feel like the lamb ball soccer is maybe the first good idea I've ever come up with like that. But it's just like, I think there's just weird things that people can do with the game that are just even yet to be unlocked because it's just an open world of weirdness that you can do.
I think you're onto that for sure. Because like level 31, you unlock soccer goals, like literally soccer
That's
goals
awesome.
that are called like camp amusement, just to keep your pals busy. So you can put those on each side and kick a dead lamb ball in there and see what happens.
Oh, I'm all about it. I was figuring you could just
Monster.
like build some walls or something, but that's even better if it's actual goals. Which pal
I haven't built some, but-
would make the best soccer ball? Is it the lamb ball?
You're disgusting, Keith. No, it might be the cow. The cow's also very round.
Okay. We might have to test.
Got a couple grizz bolts in there. It'll be
I mean,
awesome.
I feel like the Jolt Hogs, they look like they're good and round. But I think this could be another game that we come back to after it comes out of preview. Depending.
Oh, 100%. I'm sure we're
I
going to
would love
revisit this
that.
game. Yeah. I told Liz when she was getting sad that we are kind of finished this. I'm like, Liz, we're probably coming back to this.
Well, next week's game has to be good. That's where it's at.
Spoiler alert. I'm going to make sure it's not.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, I'm picking
We're
it.
going back to the big. We're going back to the big con.
To say I'm picking the game for picking a bad one.
You do have a skill with that, Keith. But yeah, the achievements. So there are achievements in this game. And man, if you're an achievement hunter, absolutely play this game because you can get the achievements super quick. If you were like Donnie, you could just fiddle with the sliders. I guess I should ask. I'm assuming achievements didn't get turned off when you adjusted the stuff. Did you, Donnie?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I couldn't
I don't think so.
I couldn't look at Donnie's, but Keith and I are tied with 400 out of 1,000 gamer score with 4 out of 10 achievements. Andrew 500 with 5 achievements.
Yeah, there's 10 achievements. Each achievement's worth 100 gamer score.
That's kind of
It
a
is
bummer.
awesome.
I mean,
I have
Because you
800.
played a lot more than me.
800.
Keith.
no.
Oh, 800. Oh, good
it's
job.
800?
800.
I just think it's kind of a bummer because again, I don't know what they would do, but to just make it just kind of bland 10 achievements and call it a day. It almost feels like a
I
miss,
agree with
but I
Keith.
will.
Early
I
access.
was gonna say I will chalk that up to them being, kind of novice developers in that aspect. But I think there could have been more fun to it. But I do like that it's easy to collect 1,000. So Andrew's distracted.
Oh. Whoops, dropped my phone.
We're here.
No, I got confused. When Donnie was saying 800, I thought he was saying the max gamer score was 800. And I was like,
No,
what?
I got 800.
Okay. So I looked it up. I was like, okay, there is 1,000. Don't worry, Curtis. I am going to 1,000 this game. So yeah, but as I said, we're definitely going to check this game back out. I'm close to getting a couple more. Because the max capture is 90. There's 111 pals, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I'm at like 89. I literally need like one more to get another 100 gamer score. But yeah, so if you're an achievement hunter, definitely check out Palworld. But yeah, let's get to our final thoughts here. For me, like I said, Palworld is just, this game is just simply fun. It's easy. I feel like just about anyone, I have yet to hear anyone be like, nah, this game's not very good or interesting. I feel like anyone who's just touched this game is like, it's just so simple and just addictive. Because like I said, I first picked it up because I remember seeing this game. I just thought it was a gimmick because it was Pokemon with guns. And from what I remember it being very more like Pokemon, and they actually did get hit from Nintendo and they just changed some things. But I remember hearing about it and I was just like, whatever. It's going to be a gimmicky creature capture game. So I was like, okay, it's in preview. I'm maybe gonna play an hour, just check it out. But I was like, okay, this is fun. And I ended up playing like 3-4 hours that run. And I was like, okay. And then Keith saw me playing it. So then Keith jumped on. And then it's like, okay, now we're doing this game because this is a lot of fun. And Liz was watching me play it. And Liz was like, can we please do this game? So yeah, Palworld is just try it. Cause I think within a few minutes, you will know for sure that you love this game. Cause it's just easy. There's not much of a tutorial, but there's not much to it. It's just everything about this game is just fun. But yeah, for me, I'm going to give it an 85. It's very janky, but it's just fun. I said fun like 1,000 times, but I'm going to keep saying it.
This is it's February and no one said it yet. This is an early front runner for my game of the year. I'll start with that. And I
guess you're not wrong.
I pretty early on looked at this and thought, okay, this looks fun to me. While I have not actively played a Pokemon game since I think maybe Diamond, and when I say actively, I mean for more than a few hours altogether. So like it's a game that I've never stayed close with, but man, I've always loved it. And it's always been a style of game that people are like, oh, it's for kids, it's these little monsters. But I think there's so much more to it. There's strategy. There's just so many good aspects to it that can appeal to all ages. So immediately I thought this looks cool. And in a real world environment, had all the things I wanted, or I thought I ever would have wanted in a Pokemon game. And I guess I could say it just nailed it. And I think the biggest takeaway for me is kind of like what you had said, Andrew, is the accessibility in it, and that I typically am not someone who wants to dive in on a heavy base building game or base management game. Some bits of survival, I guess you could say, because of the heat elements and food elements and all of those things. But I loved every bit of it. And, you can automate things from 5 minutes into the game, and it just all feels so accessible. And I think the biggest thing that I said in this episode that I'll repeat here is that I think that they just took all of the things that people would want in quality of life of a game and they added them. And despite any bugs that are in there, all of the elements that they offer in this game are good. I'm going to go with the same score as Andrew and call it an 85, but mostly because I want to save room for when this game comes out of preview. I'm hoping it'll be better, and I don't know if I'm going to go more than that. So I'm going to go with the 85, but I'm really just so excited about where Palworld's going to go.
Yeah. I can't wait for raid bosses. That sounds fun.
So there's no Metacritic this week.
Oh, wait, no. You go last, Liz. Donnie still needs to go.
She can
I
go-
know.
well,
I was just.
She was trying to talk, but you didn't. But don't go ahead and talk
thought she
over
was
her.
a
No,
Metacritic.
by all
no
means.
Like,
Metacritic
whoa,
this week.
Tell Liz what she's allowed to do. That's a really, really
Where
good
did you
thing.
think I was going with there's no Metacritic this week, so I'm gonna, and then you're like,
Oh,
wait.
sorry.
That's what I said.
Because-
Yeah.
I'll let you speak.
So I figured I
apologize.
would let Donnie have the privilege of going last because I think it's the best personally. Just trying to be nice over
Donnie
here.
and I both knew where
Um,
Liz was going, and Andrew's like, "No,
Oh.
Liz, stop
Because
it."
we've been-
Because I've been yelled by her so many times. So I'm like, Liz, why don't you go?
Oh,
And
yes.
she always
I've
goes,
really
I'm last.
hollered at you, Andrew.
You
This
do.
entire, as you're yelling, this entire podcast, we have done Andrew, Keith, Liz, Donnie. Why not just keep it like that? Because there's no Metacritic because it's in beta.
Okay. I'm sorry.
I feel weird giving it an 87 because I feel like I liked it a little bit less than you guys. I mean, I still really enjoyed it, but for me, 87 just dog. 87 just seemed like a good score for me. And yeah, take it, Donnie.
Thanks, Liz. Yeah, so you guys, I mean, all three y'all said it already. I had an experience with this, like first hearing about this game, like 2 years ago, and we had a podcast. And so I remember saying, Pokemon Guns is coming out, guys. What do you think? And we had dialogue about it then. I had no idea it was going to be this kind of game because, like, I, again, raised on Pokemon and then, you know, having the game, like I said earlier, that the Pokemon game that we all wanted as adults. So I just think it's a cool thing. So, again, y'all said it correctly. It's crazy that it came out. It's crazy that they're doing what they're doing with it. Fun game, super popular. You know, will it hold up? I'm sure it's going to have ups and downs, but like dev team seems to be on it and they're got Microsoft's attention, so that's always a good sign. It's probably going to be a huge game. I know that Microsoft supporting it, especially on Game Pass, is good for Game Pass subscribers. So that sounds like it's good for us, and that's what I'm all about. So totally a good game, and I do want to see it grow. There are a lot of things it can do to expand and whatever, but had a lot of fun with it so far. So I'm right with you guys, and I'll align with Liz on the 88 on that one. So I think it's pretty good game right now.
And I just think it's crazy how much fun I'm having with a game that's like in beta. The only time I could think about this was Grounded. When we first started Grounded, but that was very bare bones. You literally had just like a tiny part of the map.
I feel like Valheim
Yeah.
kind of had you that way a little bit. Maybe not as much as Grounded or this, but
Valheim when we played it was a year, I think over a year in their beta early access.
maybe because
So
I think we played it
more
once achievements
established.
hit, as we do.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah. All right, so let's wrap it up here. If you have any game suggestions, please go to GamePassGrabBag.com. You will find all our stuff, including our Discord. Please come join our fun little community. You know, we're talking games you're playing and sharing tips, tricks, sharing our favorite snacks. Oh yeah, you missed it, Liz. We were talking about our favorite like ramen noodles, and we have a
Without
listener.
me?
We have a listener who loves Red Baron pizza.
Ooh.
And I was
I
just
mean,
like,
don't get me wrong. Like, I love Red Baron pizza. It's not the best, but it's way better than what you pick at the grocery
Totino's
store.
pizzas are the best. You are literally the only person
I
know who
would
does not like
rather
Totino's
make
pizzas.
English muffin pizzas.
Oh, don't get me started.
I'd rather
on English
take the
muffin
time.
pizzas. Those
What? Do you hate them too?
no, those are my jam.
Oh, I love them.
But
Oh my
are they better than
gosh.
Totino's, Keith?
Yes. And you have to put more energy into them. Like, I would
I
rather
buy my
put
store
energy
brand
into making.
frozen pizza. Market Basket frozen pizzas are solid, hands down. I don't need any fancy brands. Bacon rice
What about you,
crust is
Donnie?
delicious.
Sounds good.
Like, I like real pizza.
Have you guys had kimchi ramen? It's so good.
I've had kimchi ramen. Delicious.
I absolutely love it. Oh my gosh.
But yeah,
Every
you'll
once
find
in a while.
conversations like this in our Discord. So come join. It's a good time.
Now I'm hungry.
And thank you so much to our Patreon supporters, Kelly and Javier. You know, we going to be doing some more episodes on that soon. Right now, we currently have our Overwatch 2 episode on there, which was it was a fun episode. But yeah, so yeah, go to GamePassGrabBag.com. You'll find all our stuff. Come join our chats when we record. Thank you for listening. I've been your Hardcore Gamer host, Angie. You can find me on Xbox Live at Firebird0952.
I've been Keith, Squidkel,
You
and
gotta-
who is this out there? I don't remember. I apologize.
Christy.
97. Solid. Excellent. Palworld's amazing.
I just realized I still have no idea how that worked.
I don't either.
Okay. As long
Andrew's going to
as,
cut
as long
that
as
though.
I'm not
So,
the only
so
one.
all I know is that Donnie does not get a 90 or above. And that is all I know.
Wow.
He's done nothing to deserve it, but he will forever be my sub 90.
That's fine.
And I'm Liz Noob, gamertag, coming I'm Dean, and I'm on Twitter and Instagram at Liz Noob Noob IzzyW.
Donnie. Don't worry,
Yes,
I'm not
Donnie,
forgetting
thank
you.
No, of course not. I just got confused in the order. But no, this has been great, guys. Thank you so much. Target Trash on Game Pass or PlayStation as well. And then craftologyradio.com if anybody wants to see the podcast I'm on and things I'm doing. Thank you guys for having me. Really appreciate the time. Palworld's great.
All right, everyone. Love you all. We'll see you again next week.
Bye.
Bye, guys.